Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Ground Up Garage. Today we're going to try something a little different. Today we're going to try our first revival on the channel, and we're going to see if we can get this old 1960 Ford F100 to fire up and run before it gets dismantled and chopped up for parts. Okay guys, so as we said in the intro, my buddy has these two trucks. This one he bought for a parts truck. It's a 1960 F100. It has 223 straight six in it. It's 3-speed column shift, better known as the 3 on the tree. And he's going to be dismantling this truck and cutting it up, and there's not going to be anything left of it. Actually, there's not much left of it now, as you can tell. And as you noticed from our walk around video, it's pretty shot. It doesn't have a gas tank in it, doesn't have any fuel lines hooked up, it doesn't have a carburetor, but we're going to try to get it running anyway, because don't know why, but I like this old truck. I'm not even a Ford person, but I like this old truck. And I would love to hear it run one more time before it meets its fate. And unfortunately, its fate is already sealed. But maybe we can hear it run one more time. So that's what we're gonna try to do.
Let's get started.
You wanna grab me some ratchet and a socket? Did you get me the right size?
I don't know, you didn't tell me what size you needed, I just grabbed a socket.
Do you think you were right?
I hope so.
Oh, okay.
I was right.
Yes, you were. You know they say even a broken clock's right twice a day.
Oh, they do?
Yes.
I've never heard that joke before. That's pretty funny though. Did you guys know that?
It's also true.
It is true, you're right. So what are you doing right now?
Well, right now I'm going to try to clean the contacts on this cable
Oh, okay.
because, you know, it's kind of hard to get power through a rusty cable.
That is true.
So you kind of got to clean that stuff up.
Got a cleaner?
Yeah.
Okay.
My buddy was nice enough to go pick up a brand new battery for this. It's an Everstart. Not sure why he really chose this particular battery. As everybody's favorite YouTuber says, maybe he just grabbed it because it had a go handle. I don't know.
Gotta have a go handle.
Yep. So we're gonna get these cables cleaned up and see if we can get some power to this old girl. Okay, you want to give me the tester?
Well, hold on a second.
Would you like to test it?
Oh, I'm gonna test you.
Oh, you're gonna test me?
Yeah. Let's see if you have power. You have no power.
No.
You're not alive.
Well, I'm alive, I just have no power. But that's nothing unusual. What married man does have power?
Ah, that's so funny. Here you go.
Now, let's see if our cable and our solenoid has power.
Okay.
Alright.
We have power.
We have power so far. Baby steps.
First step complete.
I mean, this thing's been sitting for a long time. It's not like you're just gonna hook up a cable and start it. I mean, baby steps.
Oh, you can't just do that?
We have power.
We have power.
So far.
Alright.
So,
Have you checked to see if the motor's locked up?
well, I haven't because I was told that it wasn't, but you know, that's a good point. Not that I don't trust my buddy, because I do, but let's see if it will turn. See?
It turns. Well, that's another good step. The motor's not locked up.
So what do you think we should do next?
Well, we gotta get it wired up so we can get it started. So, should probably do that first.
Well, you want to give me some wire strippers?
Considering we have no keys.
Right. You want to give me some wire strippers? Blue bag.
I bought these for you.
You did?
Your birthday.
Cutters.
You just asked for the strippers. You didn't ask for the cutters.
Well, we did just discuss the fact that I'm married, so yeah, I asked for strippers, but
You know, you do have to go home with me.
It's okay. I'm not scared of you.
I'll do with you some days.
So the cool thing about this battery is it has these nice studs right here. So we can just hook our wires right to it and tighten the nut down. That's going to make it easy.
You forget, nothing's ever easy when we're working on a vehicle. I mean, you tell me all the time, baby, we're just gonna go over there and we're gonna do this one little thing and it'll be done real quick. And
Shush! They don't need to hear all that.
he shushed me. We have power.
Step 2.
Okay, let's see if we can get this thing started.
Let's do that. All right,
We
well,
have noise.
Yep.
we have noise. Not really the noise we wanted, but we have noise. So you know what that means.
What does that mean?
That means somebody gets to beat on that hammer with a starter until it decides to work.
Get you beat on the hammer with a starter, or you want to beat on the starter with a hammer?
Yeah, let's try beating on the starter with a hammer. That might work better.
Oh, okay. Well, I think we could probably, have Dallas go underneath there with a hammer and hit the starter.
Yeah, you know, Dallas is pretty destructive, and he does like smashing things.
Oh, we don't want to smash it.
So Dallas, here's what you're gonna do. Come here, buddy.
Okay.
So, you see this thing here, this round thing?
Yeah.
This is the starter. So you're gonna crawl under the truck, and you're gonna hit that thing.
Gently.
No,
Oh, no,
not gently. You're gonna hit that thing repeatedly until this motor decides to turn over.
Okay.
And to make this even more exciting, I'm gonna sit here on the front bumper right by the fan.
I'm not quite sure that's a very smart idea.
Probably not, but we're gonna try it.
It's okay, Dallas.
Hit it harder, harder, harder. You're not hitting it in the right spot.
Where's the need to hit it?
All right, you take the wire. Stop, Dallas. See this thing right here?
Yeah.
When I tell you, you're gonna put that wire on that and hold it there.
Okay.
Dallas, let me see the hammer. All right, go for it. Keep going. All right, stop. Okay, so we brought it back in. I actually slid under here and took the starter off the truck off camera, and we found a couple issues. First of all, the starter is spinning, but it's not engaging. I'm going to try to spray it down with some WD-40 and see if I can't get it freed up and get that working. But we also found another massive issue, and I'll let Dawn show that to you.
So you know how earlier I said that I didn't think we had any mousage in here? Oh, was I forever wrong. So when Jason was down there taking the starter off, I could just get this like awful aroma of urine. So I looked down inside.
Oh, hang on. Let's bring him in closer.
Oh, you want to bring him in closer?
Let's bring him in.
Okay.
You guys will not believe this if we don't bring you in closer.
Oh, you're gonna let me do this?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Your hands are smaller than mine.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have a mouse nest.
Around the flywheel, it's completely packed full of mouse nests.
And it smells horrible.
So we're gonna have to clean that out.
Oh, it's all the way down here. Oh, I found mouse turds.
Yep, you usually do find mice turds
All right, well,
in your mice nests.
I'm gonna set this down right here for a second.
So I'm gonna move over here and I'm gonna film for her for a minute.
Well, I'm gonna get a shot.
And it looks like she's gonna have to actually go in around the flywheel and the transmission with a shop vac and suck all the mouse nests out of the bell housing.
Oh, this is gonna be I think we should make Dallas do this.
Are you serious?
No, I was just kidding.
Because our bell housing is packed full of mouse nests and mouse turds and mouse pee. Hang on a second, baby. I mean, let me give you an idea of exactly how big this one chunk of nest is that she pulled out of here. Here is our valve cover. That is one chunk, one handful of mouse nests that came out of the bell housing on this truck. So now Dawn is going to go in there and she's going to vacuum all of that out that she can get to so that we can try to get this motor turned over.
Oh my God.
And you can literally just hear it sucking out all kinds of nasty mouse nests, mouse turds, mouse pee. turn that motor over and see if it'll bring some more around for you.
Okay.
I mean, you can just see.
Is it bringing a whole bunch more out?
Move your hand a little bit. You can just see it grinding that stuff.
Ew, it fell on me. Ew.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Sorry, baby.
Turn that off, please.
That's all that's coming out unless somebody with a really small hand is going to get down there and dig some out for us.
I wonder who that could be.
No, I don't want to.
Oh.
Oh, come on, buddy. All you got to do is slide under there and sit up and reach your hand up in there and just pull that stuff out.
I'm not sticking my hair.
Huh?
I'm not sticking my hair.
Alright guys, so we got Dallas climbing in here, tightening up that top bolt. Jason's underneath, and he just finished tightening up the other bolts. I can't get down in there and do it because, well, I'm now injured. So
How did you get injured?
Well, I accidentally stuck my finger in the flywheel as Jason was turning it. I was trying to get my hand out of there. But I think we got it all okay. We super glued it back together. It should be good. I'll be alright.
Okay guys, so we're back again. Had to do a little bit of work off camera here. As Dawn told you, she stuck her finger in the bell housing in the flywheel as I was turning the motor over and pretty much gashed the side of her finger wide open. But she was a champ about it. I am so proud of her. It was gushing blood out the side of it, and what did she do? She wrapped a shop towel around it, dried it off, super glued it shut, put a band-aid on it, and went back to work. She is a tough one. But we got as much of the mouse stuff cleaned out there as we can. The bottom of the bell housing is still full, but the motor spins over fine, and as I was spinning over the motor by hand, it was pulling that stuff up out of there. And we pulled enough out, vacuumed enough of it out that when you turn the motor over by hand now, it doesn't pull any more up out of there. So even though there's a lot still in there, I don't think it's going to affect the motor turning over any.
Oh wait, you didn't tell him something. As he was turning the flywheel over before I stuck my finger in it, a whole bunch of the stuff came out while I was underneath and it went out.
Yeah, let's show them what we're looking at here. So as you can tell, David dip down some. She has that stuff all in her hair, all over her back, and she was actually laying under there when I spun it over, and a whole bunch of it just fell right in her face. I really feel bad for her. She got a face full of mouse nests and mouse crap. She got some of it in her mouth, had to rinse it out with a Coke. Then she got her finger gashed open, and she's still here, still working. But
yep, I'm good.
we got it all cleaned out as well, not all, as much as we could. We did get the starter, the Bendix, to move by hand. I sprayed some WD-40 on it, lubed it up. We got the starter back in, got everything hooked back up. So now we're going to test fire on this again and see if we can get this motor to spin over.
Let's do it.
As they say, if it spins, it wins, right? At least that's what a YouTube buddy of mine says. And there you go.
It turned
This thing has
over.
been sitting for God knows how long. The last 3 people that owned it don't even know how long it has been sitting. We showed you the amount of mouse nests we pulled out of there, not to mention what we swept up off the floor and vacuumed out with a shop vac.
And it turned over.
And we lubed the starter up, and now it's spinning over after God knows how many years. So we're gonna move forward and see if we can get this thing to fire. So now, would you want to do the honors of holding that right about there?
Don't get your hair in the fan.
Yeah, watch the fan. Not up against it. Pull it back a little bit. There you go, right there. All right. Alright, so we're going to pull a plug out here. It doesn't appear that we have spark right at this moment, but we're going to pull a plug out and check it again just to be sure. Okay guys, so we got the motor spinning over. We don't have spark at this point. I did pull one of the plugs out, and it is, I don't know if you can see that or how well you can see that, but it is really carboned up. Try to zoom the camera in so you can get a better view of it. So we're going to pull all these plugs out and we're going to clean them off. And then we'll take it from there. So what I'm doing, baby, you want to bring them in a little closer? So what I'm doing here, just kind of quick and dirty, I'm just marking these boots on these plug wires. So that we don't lose our firing order. So now we can pop all them off, go clean the plugs, bring them back, stick them back in there, and we know which wire goes where. It's just a quick and easy way to do that. Okay guys, so this is day 2 of the 1960 Ford F100 revival. Unfortunately, we ran out of time yesterday and we had to quit, but we did figure out at least one reason why we weren't getting spark, and that's because the coil was bad. We didn't film me testing that, so I'll go ahead and test it now off the car so that you guys can see what we were doing. And we also did a little work off camera here. We wanted to clean up some of our wiring and get things a little easier to work with. So we'll go ahead and test this coil and then we'll get started moving forward again. You want to grab the multimeter and the cables? Probably want to bring them in closer for this so they can actually see what we're talking about. So Dawn's going to bring you guys in a little closer here so that way you can actually see what we're talking about here on the coil. You don't have to. Kind of jumping around here a little bit on this. So as you can see, we're pretty much getting nothing on the primary. I mean, it jumps around sometimes if you move the test prongs, but then it goes back to 0. Then on the secondary, so we're getting about a 7.7 on the secondary. So yeah, pretty much this coil is shot. So we're going to go ahead and change the coil, and then we will test again for see if we have spark. And if the new coil doesn't do it, then we'll have to get into checking the points and stuff like that and figure out where the issue is. So we're bringing you back in for a closer view here. We got the distributor all put back together. The ground wire that goes from the coil to the distributor was actually completely fried from the coil all the way to the points. So we had to make that new ground wire and get it put in. We went ahead and put in new points and adjusted those. I didn't have a matchbook, so I just used a business card. That'll work too. Put new points in, new condenser, new rotor, made the new ground wire. And before we go any further here, I'm going to go ahead and test our ground wire for continuity, because I didn't have a correct end to put on there. So what I actually did was I cut this part right here. I cut that off of the old condenser, and I took that and part of the wire, and then I used a connector to connect those together and then run the rest of the wire out to the coil. So I'm going to go ahead and test the continuity of our ground here, just to make sure that everything's good with the connections that we made. And we are good. So there you go. We know the ground's good. we also went ahead and put a new cap and wires on this. This cap, I really like this cap. A lot of caps, they have, you know, they have your number 1 spot marked on them, so you know where your firing order starts on that cap. This cap is really cool because it has the complete firing order on there. It has all 6 cylinders marked on it, so it's really, I mean, it's just plug and play. I mean, just plug it in where the number is and run it to that cylinder and you're done. So I really like this cap because this is the first cap I'd ever seen that had the whole firing order on the top of it. Dallas, can you grab me a screwdriver, buddy? Flat screwdriver.
Dallas, come right down there. Red and gray handle.
Got Dawn and my stepson Dallas here with me again today, so if you hear me talking to somebody that's not on camera, it's probably one of them.
Say hi.
Hi.
Hi, guys. Sorry, didn't mean to hit you in the head. No, I hit Daddy in the head.
Alright, so there's our cap back on. There's the new cap and wires I was telling you about. So we have now pretty much rebuilt the distributor. Like I said, it's got new ground wire, new points, new condenser, new rotor button. You know, we put new cap and wires on it. We got a new coil for it. Actually, when I picked all this up, I went ahead and picked up a key switch too. I know on day 1 of this, when we were messing around, we were just had a wire over here that we were just cross jumping with, and I went ahead and picked up a key switch just to make things easier. And also, what I didn't really think of in the beginning that this truck doesn't even have on it is this truck has no ballast resistor on it. If you remember from me showing you and the walk around and us talking about it, what little bit of wiring is left in this truck is completely trashed, and most of the wiring is gone. It's been cut or it's just non-existent. And I didn't even think about it, but yeah, this truck doesn't have a ballast resistor in it, so I went ahead and picked up one of those as well. So we're going to wire in a key switch and a ballast resistor, and everything, at least in our part of the ignition system that we're messing with, everything will be new except for the solenoid for the starter, and we already know that's good. So we got 3 or 4 wires we got to make here and get all our wiring hooked up, and this thing should have spark, and then hopefully we can hear this thing run. So we're gonna go ahead and get all this wired up real quick, and then we'll bring you back in when we get it all wired up, and then we'll show you everything and show you how we wired it up, and we'll take it from there. Okay guys, so we got the wiring all put back together, and we'll bring you in here close so you can see it. You know, we got our key switch wired up, got our ballast resistor in, everything, the coil and everything's wired up. The one part that we didn't replace, which was the solenoid, because as I said, it was good. It was turning the motor over. Well, we got all this wired in and hooked up, and guess what? Now the solenoid's not good. It burned up. So we actually had to run and grab another one. So we got a brand new one here, right here. So we're gonna take the other one off and we're gonna put this one on, and we'll be ready to try to start it. This thing has fought us every step of the way, but I think we've replaced so much stuff on it now with new parts that I don't think there's a whole lot more fighting it could really do.
So much for trying to reuse the old parts, huh?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes the parts are just too wore out.
I mean, it is a 1960 truck. We're lucky that we've been even able to find parts. O'Reilly has been great, and I mean, they're not sponsoring this video or anything. We've had to pay for everything, like Jason said before, but it's really not even been that expensive. The parts are pretty cheap for it.
Yeah, O'Reilly has been really great to us on the parts. I mean, they had to order just about every single part, but I mean, they had everything there the next day when we needed it, and some of the parts they did have in stock. So got all everything clean and got the solenoid replaced and got all our wiring hooked back up. So just got to hook up the battery and we'll be ready to give it some fire and see what happens.
Yep.
Everybody cross your fingers for us. We might need all the luck we can get. We're going to need a hammer. Alright, I guess before we start trying to crank everything over,
well, I'm gonna move the camera way back here because if that does fire, it's gonna be loud, and Everybody's gonna be plugging their ears.
Now let's make sure it's got some oil in it. Okay guys, so we got the solenoid changed, we got everything wired back up. One last thing here, we're gonna check, make sure it does have oil in it, which we're pretty sure it does, because we lost some yesterday, but we're gonna check it anyway. And it has some. Smells like it's got some gas in it. No, I'll leave that to the professional oil taster. Hit it.
As one of my favorite YouTubers says, bring the thunder! We didn't bring the thunder.
Hit it. Almost.
It's trying.
Hit it.
Oh, so close.
Hit it. She's trying.
Yep.
Come on, old girl. You got it in you.
I shall name her Betsy. Maybe if she has a name, she'll feel more important.
Fire in the hole. Do it again. Starter's starting to stick. If you remember, we had problems with that when we first started. We had to free it up because it wasn't engaging. So I don't know how long this starter's going to last. Hit it again. Hit it. Come on, come on. Hit it. Hit it. Hang on. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it.
It started!
It started. Hit it again. Hit it. Hit it.
Did you see it blow mouse nest out?
I did. Again. Again. Again.
But you let that starter cool off a few more minutes so that it'll start again.
Again. Hit it again. Let's go.
Well, the most important part is, guys, it started.
Okay, guys, so there you go. We took this 1960 Ford F100. Hasn't ran in God knows how long. The last 3 owners don't even know how long it's been since it ran. Bell housing was full of rat's nest, intake manifold full of mice nest, no carburetor, pretty much no wiring, no ballast resistor. The whole front of this truck has already been sawzalled off. The only thing left in this truck that really is complete is the motor, minus the carburetor and a whole lot of wiring. And we were able to, for about $100 in parts, we were able to get this motor to fire. If it had a carburetor, there's no doubt it would run. But as we said in the beginning, this truck's fate has already been sealed. This was bought as a parts truck for another truck. It's going to be getting cut up and parted out. No plans for the motor at this time. So I think we're going to call it here. We did get it to fire 2 or 3 times real small, but one good one blew a bunch of mouse nests out of the bottom of the exhaust manifold. So
And the top.
And the top. And it ran. You saw it, you heard it, it ran. Just one more side note, if anybody out there is looking for one of these 223 inline 6 engines, this one is going to be for sale. It doesn't belong to me, it belongs to a buddy of mine. But if you're interested in this engine, you can email us at our email. It's thirdgennapper@yahoo.com. It's in the video description below. Like I said, if you're interested in this, feel free to email us and let us know that you're interested. We'll get you hooked up with my buddy and we'll get it to you. But we're going to call it there for now. So thanks for watching another episode of Ground Up Garage, and we'll see you at the next one.